And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe while you are at it. Light 'em up, baby. It didn't go back. Hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And you gotta excuse me, I gotta clean my glasses because there's some sort of schmutz on them that's really distracting. Tonight we are going to, as I pop out the chat here and kind of get myself set up here a little bit, we are going to talk a little bit about hold on. We're going to talk a little bit about Blokees Wheels. We're going to talk about YOLOPARK. We're going to talk about Galaxy Toys, the newest from Takara. Some stuff for TFCon. Some releases that happened in the UK and in the US this week. So it's going to be, we got a few things that we have to sort of deal with here tonight. But don't we always, each and every week? Of course, we will do trivia and we will do tonight's unboxing, which is both interesting and a little bit goofy, to be honest with you, which will, honestly, I think it's a bit of fun. Let me see. Hey, Big M. Master Fur. Hey, Albert. Hey, Dragonfly. By the way, Dragonfly just got Bone Shaker. And he tell me a little bit about it. It's not due to come out here until 2026. Now I think it's like January 1st, 2nd, something like that. So it might show up like a little bit earlier, but this seems really early. But anyway, cool. I guess it's neat that the Hot Wheels crossovers, collabs are starting to come out. I am looking forward to it. We will see when the time comes. Hey, Albert. Okay, let's see here. I think we can actually jump right in to the news. And I think we're going to start off with this. Yeah, it is the Blokees Wheels trailer for their Optimus Prime. So we know Wheels is a thing that Blokees is doing, up and coming. This is going to be the trailer to go with their Optimus Prime cab. The cab, very IDW-esque. The trailer, I don't know if that's IDW-esque or not, but I will say this. I think the trailer really looks good. I think it matches the scale of the cab really, really well. It looks great together. I'm going to say that it's due for release, pre-orders, on November 24th. That's what it looks like, is down in the corner there. But I am impressed with this. Let's see. Trailer compatible with the new Blokees Wheels IDW Optimus. We had seen the prototype in China Toy Expo. This looks to be a special limited release. It will be released on November 24th for the Chinese market. So I didn't know that kind of bites. If you got a way to get things from China, you could probably get it. Honestly, maybe get two. Maybe you could paint it up a little bit so it could also match the Chinese exclusive Nemesis Prime. I got to believe that eventually some of this is going to come out. I can't believe that it's only going to stay in China in perpetuity. But that's where it kind of is right now anyway. We'll go back. So I guess yeah, that's a promotional video for the Blokees Wheels. I'm not doing that. Out in the US at a Target in Fort Worth, Texas, which is funny. We had a sighting there not long ago, too, that seemed like it was sort of ahead of the street date. I don't remember what that was, but the Amalgamus and the Wreck-Gar are on the shelves in Texas. So start looking, I suppose, if you want. Again, they are slated here for January 1st. There's a lot of stuff slated for January 1st that I'm hoping is going to come December, so I can call it Christmas gifts. This is one of those years where I don't think that we really need a lot. So it's sort of like some of the things we have, we're sort of saying is Christmas gifts. It's, you know, I guess that's a good complaint to have, that you have an abundance, you know? Speaking of releases, so G2 versions of Swoop and Sludge. Now, I don't think Swoop and Sludge actually came out in G2. I could be wrong. I thought that the only ones that came out in G2 colors were Grimlock, Slug, or Slag if you prefer, and Snarl. But are you really going to leave out the other two? So I don't know if they were ever done in G2 colors, but obviously this orange and this green fits well. Let's see. G2 Deco Glory colors are based off of the official G2 packaging art of these characters who never got a physical release. So there is a basis for it. It's the packaging art that was designed for Sludge and Swoop, but they never actually got released. In terms of images, we'll take a look at them. I mean, what can I say? I really like these two molds. I'm glad that I got them in the regular G1 colors because that's my thing. However, and I said this before, like if you have the yellow Grimlock, the Toxitron one, that's a G2 version. Or better yet, if you have the blue one, that I think is probably like a proper G2 version. And if you went in on the 2-pack of Snarl and Slug, why wouldn't you go in on this? It looks like it's going to be another 2-pack. If I didn't, and here's the thing, if I had missed out on any of the Dinobots and was worried I would never get them again, I would get these and fill out my group of 5 one way or another. Sludge was known to have like loose knees, which was an issue, and some loose wings. Mine's pretty good. Mine's not as bad as what some people experience, not as floppy as what some people experience. I love Sludge. I think Swoop was splendid. I think Swoop's a really strong mold. And they look interesting, you know, like they do look good. The orange is definitely loud, but at the same time, it's fairly consistent. Same with the green. It's loud, but it's fairly consistent. And I think it's offset nicely by the blue. I'm not angry about these at all, really. I don't think I personally need them, but I do think that they are very, very nice for those who either didn't get all of the 5 first go around. You can fill them out even though the colors are off. Or if G2 was your thing, or if you know what, you didn't get them the first go around, but when that Age of the Primes, Grimlock came out, you got it. And then when the other two came out, you said, you know what? If I'm in for Grimlock, I'm in for the other two. You might as well finish it out. These are tremendous Dinobot molds. They're really, really quite well done. Not perfect, but quite well done. And I don't think, in terms of a mainline collection, that we're ever going to get versions of the Dinobots really this true to the animation and stuff. I think a lot of care and love went into them, and I think that it shows. Blokees Classic Class, Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. There's also the Blokees Classic Class, Dark of the Moon Megatron. That's slightly up here a little bit. We're going to see both of those now. This is the Bumblebee, and again, it looks really good. We know what the Blokees are like. They're model kits. This is certainly not the, I don't want to say like slightly super deformed, because I've talked about it before where I feel like the proportions of like the G1 stuff is just ever so slightly overblown. Like they work fine with mainline, but like you look at, for example, the Elite Megatron. Like his hands seem a little big, his lower legs seem a little big, you know? But like the Transformers 1 stuff has been certainly in proper proportions, I guess you could say. And the Bumblebee here looks to be the same thing. Looks tremendous. Looks really, really good. Obviously, it doesn't transform or anything, but looks really, really good. Very impressive. And it will be $20 US. Hard to beat it, man. If you're okay with them not transforming, you can get some great dynamic poses here for sure. But not to be outdone by the Autobots, we're going to go up. And I guess I'll mention this. In the UK, so in Texas, you have Wave 4 Voyagers being Wreck-Gar and Amalgamus out. In the UK, they are now getting Wave 3 Voyagers being Alpha Trion and Flatline. So there's your difference in distribution, right? There's your difference in distribution. I mean, I guess good luck. They were at a Bristol Smiths by Blitz. Yeah, Smiths Stockport and Bristol Smiths by Blitz. And I think Blitz is like the person who saw it, right? So Bristol Smiths and Smiths Stockport. So there you go. I had a couple of Smiths locations. Gosh, I went a long way there to say Smiths. But yeah, out in the UK. The other blocky Dark of the Moon that I wanted to mention takes us all the way down here to this one. This is the Dark of the Moon Megatron. And like, that's a cool looking Megatron. That said, I look at this and I'm like, really? Dark of the Moon Megatron? Because I feel like this is more like Revenge of the Fallen Megatron with maybe an alternate head and like a more matte finish. I don't know. I'm I'm not feeling this as Dark of the Moon Megatron. Maybe you are. It's just I don't know. I do like that he comes with his shotgun. I think that's great, but I don't know. I'm not. I feel more Dark of the Moon, or yeah, I feel more Revenge of the Fallen than Dark of the Moon here. And I get it. Some people would probably say, "Hey, but he doesn't have his cloak and stuff on." But it's just, I don't know. There's something here that makes me feel more Revenge of the Fallen than Dark of the Moon. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. I think the B, as much as I'm not a fan of B, but I think the B hits better. Honestly, I think the B hits better. You saw me scroll up. TFCon Orlando will be next October the 23rd to the 25th of 2026. So I think that's the one that's usually Chicago or Baltimore or somewhere like that. It's going to be Orlando next year. They seem to cycle through a few cities. So next year it's going to be in Orlando. But that's not the only TFCon news that we will have coming up, because we got some stuff about LA in March. A few guests. Actually, I'll do the LA stuff now. I'll announce this week for LA, which will be March 13th to the 15th, I do believe. Yeah, March 13th to the 15th in LA. Gary Chalk will now be there. David Kay will also be there. And Neil Kaplan. If you're not familiar for whatever weird reason with Neil, Neil is probably best known for RID 2001 Optimus Prime. So all three of those announced for LA. And they announced that in October, it will be Orlando. And between those two, in July 10th to the 12th, I do believe, it'll be Toronto. So there you go. That's kind of where the TFCon stuff is for the next 10 months, roughly 11 months. Cyber World episode 15. It's up if you want to watch it. Jada, their 122 pullback, or 132, sorry, there's 132 scale pullback G1 Bumblebee found at Five Below. I don't know what this, I guess it's a store. I'm assuming this is in the US. It's for $5. Is everything at this store $5 or less? Is that why it's called Five Below? I don't know this store. We don't have it here. But if you want to pull back Bumblebee, there you go. That's, I mean, okay. I guess it's okay for $5, you know? I guess it's okay for a $5. Make of that what you will. I thought there might be more images than that, but guess not. As we go up here, Gary Chalk, I just said that. This is some of the like in-hand images of the Blokees Wheels. They do have die cast. They're 164 scale, I think. Easy to put together, apparently. I don't know. I mean, they're like, I think that they're basically going to turn out to be sort of Hot Wheels-esque, sort of Matchbox-esque, a little bit bigger than that, slightly bigger than that, but certainly in the same vein as those, I think. In the same vein. And you can see Optimus, and you can see Megatron, and you can see Dragstrip Mirage, and we've gone through these Gears, Swerve. Oh gosh, who else do we have there? Swindle is there. The Rodimus, that's the Lost Light coloration. Hound. We've gone through the Scamper. Right, there's the Optimus, right? Like a bit bigger than Hot Wheels, but like not a ton bigger. I'm not sure who this is. Lockdown? Drift? Deadlock? I'm not sure who this one is offhand. I'm sure somebody is commenting now and being like, that's so-and-so. Right, Mirage and Dragstrip, Hound and Swindle. Hound's yellow on his hood is a bit too much for me. That's a bit too thick for my liking. But I mean, I guess they're fine. I've got nothing against them. The trailer, the Nemesis Prime, I got nothing against them. Um, yeah, the Optimus, the Rodimus, the Scamper, the Hound, Mirage, Prowl, Drag Strip. Oh, Runabout. It's Runabout. That's who that one was. It's Runabout. Megatron, Swerve, Gear, Swindle, and Rodimus, Radiant Edition. Chase with Pilot, Lost Light Echo. So I guess it comes with a pilot. Weird. Then we go to Blokees again, and this is the in-hand images of Bumblebee and Megatron. And again, the Bumblebee looks just as good as the promo images, so I'm not going to belabor that. Let's see if we can get a better take on the Megatron that I wasn't comfortable with. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at this and I feel like they just said, let's take the Revenge of the Fallen. Let's, make it matte and a bit dusty looking. We'll put on a damaged head here and boom, call it good. It's not hitting me for Dark of the Moon. Maybe it's hitting you. And I don't think it's bad. If you ask me what live action Megatron is that, I would say it looks like a dusty Revenge of the Fallen tank lad. I don't see anything here that would make me feel like he turns into the truck. I feel like he would still turn into the tank. Maybe you think differently. Maybe I'm out to lunch. That's fine too. Then we have Galaxy Toys. Galaxy Toys was previously known as MPH. And I've looked at a couple of things from MPH before. They basically are doing Micromaster scale seekers that are 2.1 inches, just slightly taller than the War for Cybertron Micromasters, just to give you an idea of how small these lads will actually be. Looks fully posable though. You got knees, you got elbows, you have shoulders. I don't know why he has green here. The green's throwing me off for Skywarp. They look great, but I mean, you got to be down for Micromaster scaled seekers. They do come with a display base. They do come with blast effects for the null rays. So make of that what you will. I think it's a cool little package. It's just you're I don't know, maybe they would work with New Age. I don't know if New Age is small enough. New Age is often Legends though. I don't know. I don't know what they scale with. They're neat, but I just don't know what sort of collection they actually work with, if that makes any sense. And for the news, you'll notice I didn't check in with you guys. It's because the news was real quick this week. Robosen with a teaser for their Soundwave. I was hoping I was going to hear. You can see that, like, again, we've seen this image. They've done a video for it. I'm sure we're going to see a billion things about this Robosen Soundwave. Not much to say. Adjust your frequencies. The next generation flagship is arriving soon. Witness engineering at its finest. Blah blah blah. December 4th. Because of who they've used in the past for promo, and I don't respect who they've used in the past for promo. I don't really like this company, and I wouldn't support them. It's cool that this stuff exists, but if you're a company that I don't respect, then I'm not going to give you money, and it's as simple as that. Same thing with Toy Hacks. I don't respect the company because of who they choose to do business with and use as spokespeople. I don't respect their spokespeople. I don't respect the company, and that's too bad. It's lost business, I guess. A bunch of pre-orders, David K, which I already mentioned. Then there's these officially licensed like key cars, right? You use the key and it makes the car jump. They're in 2-packs like this. There is, for the 2-packs, if you're really into something like this, there's Soundwave and Bumblebee. So I guess the blue one on top here is Soundwave and the yellow one is Bumblebee. There's Optimus and Starscream. I guess Optimus and Starscream down underneath. And there's also Megatron and Grimlock. I'm going to say Grimlock is on top with the green. Maybe kind of like RID 2015 coloration for Grimlock. And certainly down bottom, you have like a silver car with some purple that I assume is supposed to be Megatron. And, you put the little key in and they go, right? You zip it out and they go. Whoop-de-doo. They're cute. They're neat. They're niche, right? Again, they're very niche. If you've been into the football helmet stuff, this is Tundra Prime. This is the helmet for the Green Bay Packers, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the Packers one. Looks like the Packers one. A lot of kibble on it, no doubt. You can see it there next to a main line. Like there it is next to 86 Bumblebee. Deluxe-ish size, right? There it is next to the white Optimus, the Ultra Magnus, whatever. Right, deluxe-ish size. You get the idea. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's Nemesis, so smaller than a Voyager. You get the idea. It scales mainly with mainline. Yeah, he can put his hands up over, hold the football. He can kick back and stuff, which is good. Maybe he's a punter. A lot of kibble, but it doesn't look like it's really interfering with the articulation. And I've learned over time that if kibble doesn't interfere with articulation, I kind of don't care. Again, I use Big Convoy as a great example. Covered in kibble. Looks like he's going to be severely hindered. And he's not. Every joint on the original, anyway, I can't speak to the new one, but the original, every single joint has a very wide range of motion. He can do full splits. Yeah, you might have to move the mammoth upper legs out of the way, but he can pull it off no problem. It's neat. I guess it's neat. You know, get the one that works best for your team if you are a football fan. Again, we have one of these like teaser images here. This is going to be a Transformers 1 Deluxe Orion Pax. I assume it's going to be the Studio Series or Optimus Prime with an Orion Pax head and a Devastation Bumblebee that's also here. So the Devastation Bumblebee is obviously going to be a redeco of the 86. I would assume they're going to take the 86 and give it cell shaded windows, blue windows, something along those lines is what I'm sort of expecting. This very much looks like it's going to be the Studio Series 1 Optimus with an Orion Pax head. This is obviously Q. This is obviously Alpha Trion, right? So, cool. I'll be interested to see that 86B and see what the coloration is. Maybe I'll like it better with blue windows instead of black. I don't know. Because I've been saying all along that I feel like it's more like Bumper than Bumblebee. And of course, we got it as Bumper in that 4-pack. Neil Kaplan, I already told you guys. This is and we've seen kind of teasers, I suppose, of it. This is the YOLOPARK AMK Pro Drift. Beautiful. Really, really beautifully done. Very metallic. Very, very screen accurate. The nice big swords. This is very, very nice. Again, it has the die cast, the LEDs and stuff because it's AMK Pro. And again, it doesn't transform, as we know. And would you believe that's it for the news? So let me kind of make sure I went through the news and I'm going to do the trivia and then I'm going to check in with you guys until we get down to trivia because I always like to see what you guys have to say about this stuff. We've done the Blokees Wheels trailer, the Amalgamus Wrecker out in Fort Worth, Texas, the G2 Swoop and Sludge, the Blokees Classic Dark of the Moon B and Megatron, the Age of the Primes Alpha and Flatline out in the UK, at Smith's. 2 Smith's locations. TFCon Orlando is going to be October 23rd to the 25th. Cyber World episode 15. The Jada Pullback Bumblebee. The TFCon LA March 13th to the 15th. Newest guest with Gary Chalk, David Kay, and Neil Kaplan. The Blokees Wheels. Like in-hand images, basically. The Galaxy Toys Micromaster Seekers, the Robosen Soundwave, the Key Blasters, the 2-packs, the Tundra Prime for Green Bay, the Studio Series Deluxe 1 Orion Pax, and Devastation Bumblebee, kind of first teaser image. I'm sure tomorrow we're going to get a full reveal of that. That's usually how that works. And the YOLOPARK AMK Pro Drift, the trivia. Tonight, very easy trivia. Very, very easy trivia. Tonight, where do the Transformers' second battle on Earth take place? Does it take place in A, LA, B, Sherman Dam, C, New Jersey, or D, the New Star Oil Refinery on the water? So where does their second battle take place? LA, Sherman Dam, New Jersey, or the New Star Oil Refinery, which is the oil refinery on the water? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We'll see when I come back down. I'm going to scroll up. Put your guesses in there. Whereabouts were we? Just got TF, Bone Shaker, and I like him. He has more of a Decepticon feel, I think. I agree. I'm surprised he was listed as an Autobot. I went to a convention the weekend and met the voice of Cyberverse Megatron. Interesting. Hey, Mike. Bone Shaker has a lot of a Decepticon feel, I think, even though he's an Autobot. Hey Matthew, the target I started working for had an Onyx Prime, but I had to resist as I hadn't gotten paid. What a bummer. I love Onyx. I'm so smitten with Onyx. When I sit down and really go through this year, I will be shocked if he's not my number one figure of the year. I really will. I think that the mix of complexity, absurdness, wackiness, beauty, detail, seamlessness, articulation. I think it all comes together so well for what is a really difficult design to even contemplate pulling off in plastic. Sludge and Swoop only had concept. Yeah, that's what I read, but I didn't know. I didn't think they'd come out. I didn't even know that they had concept, to be honest with you. Swoop and G2 green colors look so weird. It really does, but it's a great mold. They are what? Hey, great news! Earthspark is coming out next month after Cookie Day. AKA Tony Todd, Jeff Bridges, and I don't know why you call it Cookie Day. I don't get your reference for that at all. I'm sorry. And you're saying that again. I haven't seen it past season 2, episode 5. Hasn't aired here. The furthest I've seen for Earth, and I like Earthspark. I'd love to see the rest of it. I don't know why it hasn't aired here yet. I need that swoop. Fair enough. As we go down here, in case you ask, December 5th is when Earthspark comes back. You're saying comes back, maybe in the US, but again, that's only one country. Love these Dinobot molds. Dislike these colors. That's fair. That's fair. I understand that. If you get a chance, will you review Devastation, Wheeljack, and Sideswipe? I don't really see the point. I mean, I guess if I get the chance, sure, but I've already done the Sideswipe. It was in the 2-pack with, what was it, Battle Across Time. I have it. I have the mold. My thoughts won't be any different because I don't think there's enough different here. Yeah, it has the red alert head. Okay. Yeah, it has the slightly white part coming up from the headlights because that's the way it is in the game. Cool. The Wheeljack, again, it's just the Wheeljack from Earthrise, from Kingdom, from the War for Cybertron, the dirty version, from the 5-pack. It's the same one. It's just, I think that the Wheeljack is fine in robot mode. I do find the car mode exceedingly white, and I don't like that he doesn't have numbers on the doors. So will I review it? Yeah, sure. If it comes my way, why not? Am I like buying it or anything? No, because I have both molds and it would be just redundant. So that's an interesting question. I don't see the need to do it, but if it comes my way, sure, why the heck not? That's what I would say. I like the Skittles colored G2 Dinobots more than the G2 Christmas colored Dinobots. You're killing me. You're killing me, Daryl. How many shades of Dino? How many shades? Taste the Dinobot rainbow? I don't know. I don't know. Freezing in California, but I'm not complaining. I imagine my area in snow. Oh, okay. Bone Shaker definitely should have been a con. Has wheels. What? Has wheels. Revenge Megs was a tank. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It has wheels, so that's supposed to be the truck, and Revenge was a tank. Yeah, I get that. But look at the body. Like, I get that there's some stuff changed, but I don't see a truck there. I don't feel like it's Dark of the Moon. I get what you're saying. There's definitely things there. And maybe it's the missing cloak. I don't know. I'm just not getting vibes from Dark of the Moon for it. That's all. Definitely needs the cape. Yeah, for sure. If TFCon is in Orlando, I might have to try and go as it's an hour drive. Why not? If it's an hour drive, go for it. Hey, Lion. Hey, Francis. Cyberworld's been surprisingly good. I figure where there's short episodes, Like maybe when I'm off for like Christmas break or something, I'll take a day and sit down and take a couple of hours and like watch the whole thing through up to that point. I want to. I think it's a cute little show. I think it's a bit of fun, but the little 5 minute chunks. I like something more substantial. I'm not a short form guy. Like I never watch shorts on YouTube, for example. I've never watched like a TikTok. Like I don't know. I'm not a short form guy. I lose it too much. It's not for me. So I'd have to sit down and be able to dig into it. It's like the Machinima series. Like I did not watch that as 5 minute parts. I sat down and took an hour and watched the whole series as just one story, one episode, basically. Maybe that's why I don't hate it. Take care, Blue. Hey, Marcus. Age of the Primes. Aerial bots aren't too shabby. ROTF Megs didn't have wheels in his ankles. Yeah. I get that. I'm telling you, though, I still don't get vibes of This Is Dark of the Moon. I get what your guys are saying. It's obviously meant to be Dark of the Moon. I don't feel it looking at it. Please make a video of you customizing the Nemesis Prime trailer. I need some ideas. Please. I don't know if I'll do one of me customizing it, but I will definitely do one once it's customized. People have been like, do videos when you're like putting models together or when you're custom. I can't. There's no way I can film that while I'm doing it. I don't know how people do it. I tried to do it with the couple of Blokees kits I had, and like I had no idea at all how they go together. And it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I had like no instructions. And I found them. A lot of people say they're fun and easy to put together. I didn't find that. I found putting together Cliff Jumper and Grimlock Herculean. Like I was a couple of hours trying to put them together because I had no idea what was supposed to go where. I'm not good with my hands. I'm not good with puzzles and figuring it out. So that's why I'm not a model guy. Same thing here. And I'm not planning on doing a huge customization to the trailer. Like some people have said, are you going to paint the whole thing black? No, not a snowball's chance in hell that I'm doing that. It's not going to be as major of a customization as you think. And I'm not even 100% sure what I'm doing with it yet. But you will 100% see it when I get the final result done because I'm going to show all three cabs with all three trailers that I use. I will tell you right now, I know that they're not perfect. I know that they're not accurate, but I don't care. I wanted those three cabs and I wanted them to have a trailer, and I done what worked for me. Good news. I found a way I can have the Covenant of Promise without spending a crazy amount of money. I found a PDF that has the entire book and I could print it. Sure, why not? Read it, enjoy it. There's a lot of information and lore in there, a ton about the early days of Cybertron, about the original Predacons, about how life started, about the Primes, about their artifacts, about Unicron. There's a lot in there. It's an excellent, excellent, excellent read. Enjoy. Hey D Dog. Hey Input. I'm not sure what it is that looks like hot trash to you, Daryl, but if it looks like hot trash to you, it might look like hot trash to me. Also go 2 years without making a new B mold. Challenge difficulty level. They're not going to go 2 years without making a new B mold. Come on. Looks like a redeco from 86 Bumblebee for Devastation. I agree with you 100%, Albert. I want to see a Commander Class G2 Laser Prime. I wouldn't hold my breath. I really wouldn't hold my breath. Like, because again, you got to look at the price point. How many people would want a G1 Commander Class Optimus? Lots, because it's Optimus and it's G1. How many people are going to want that G2 tanker at a commander price? I don't know. I'll say this. I think that the leader is good, but I think a commander would allow it to be more like the original. But then the question comes up, is the commander really that much different from the original? Because I got news for you. The original to this day is still tremendous. And I reviewed the original, and it is fantastic. I don't know how you'd really improve on it, to be honest with you. And now we're down to the answers. FDBBB. Yeah, B. It was B. It was Sherman Dam. It was absolutely B. I told you it was going to be an easy one. Let's go down here and see what you guys are saying. Speaking of 2-packs, do we know if Walmart Canada is doing the Black Friday 2-pack sale? No idea. No idea. Oh, the football dudes. Oh yeah, the football dudes. They're you'd have to be a big fan. You'd have to be a big fan. I think our ID Scourge would sell well as in a commander, but yeah, I think Scourge would. I don't know if Optimus would, but I think Scourge. I bet you Toxitron would too, honestly. But Scourge, yeah, I think Scourge definitely would. Okay, let's do the unboxing, and then, believe it or not, we can get out of here. Quick show, I know, quick show, but wow, my Tundra Prime will be here on the 28th. You must be a Green Bay fan, are you? You must be a Green Bay fan. I like Green Bay, all right. Okay, so we have two things. I'm going, and neither of it's mine. One is Starscream Wife's, the other belongs to Daryl. These are ridiculous. This is going to be Tuesday's review, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because it's silly. It's going to be fun because, yeah, it's going to be fun because it's silly. And it's going to be the Transformers Dinobot Adventures, little tiny Dinobots. So these have trickled down to Dollarama here, and they're like $3-4. And Starscream Wife loves little baby Dinobots and thinks they are adorable. So she saw these. Now the Grimlock, of course, comes in the 3-pack with a redeco of the Snarl, and for some reason, Prime Predaking. I don't know how that fits in there, but she did get the other 4. So on Tuesday, very quickly, we'll take a look at little baby Swoop. We'll take a look at little baby Snarl. Yeah, Snarl. Slug, and yes, he's called Slug. And my favorite, Sludge. Good old Sludge. Look at him. Look at his head. Look at his head. These are ridiculous. They're not good. They're not going to be scored the way we normally score them. Tuesday's just going to be a bit of fun as we do these, right? Because they're fun, right? Just because they're goofy. By the way, next Friday, I got something that is also from Dollarama, but surprisingly good. That'll be next week's unboxing. We might have something else on next week's unboxing. We'll see. We'll see when next week gets here. The other thing, tomorrow's review is actually going to be ba-boom, this. And I've heard this just called MX. I've heard it just called MX Dauntless Fighter. I've heard it called Black Mamba. I've heard it called BMB. I've heard it called everything under. I've heard it called Transformed Warrior. All is the brand name. I have no idea what the brand name is, and you'll see that when you see the review tomorrow. There's a lot of weird, different branding on it, but it's obviously a KO of the Studio Series concept art Megatron that I've never, ever looked at. This is it. The Decepticon logo is a sticker, and his chest also die cast really cold. I've never looked at this. Of course, we all have heard the hype. We all know the hype. Those that have it have always said it's fantastic. I will show this next to Super Megatron because I think that more than a stand-in for any other Megatron, this works tremendously well as a version of Super Megatron. And I'll say this. I know that this is the KO, but man, oh man, is the hype real. Transformation to tank is pretty good. I find the transformation to I find the plane wonky anyway. I'm pretty sure I have the head wrong in both of the alt modes when I do it, and I don't care because it still works fine. When I'm doing the transformation to plane, the video cut off. The camera, I guess the battery died or whatever it was. So there's a little bit of a kind of a weird cut there because of that. But the hype, I get it. I know this is the KO, but man, this is really, really, really quite good. So concept art Megatron KO tomorrow. Those goofy Dinobots on Tuesday just for fun. And that, my friends, is it. The Megatron reviews continue. I told you, we've done a bit of Optimus. It's only fair we do the Megatron. That Transformers 1 Megatron, by the way, is actually surprisingly good. I love that Megatron. The concept art one, I get it, man. I understand the hype. I really, really do. He's going to score well. Spoiler, he's going to score well. Anyway, that's it, my friends. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for coming by. I hope you guys have a tremendous weekend, by the way. I appreciate you giving me your time. I really, really do. You guys know that by now. Anyway, anyway. Thanks for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, man, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way inside the videos. Have a tremendous, safe weekend.